Simultaneously, precision flippers turn.
The secret to the perfect English muffin lies in hard spring wheat, grown for its high protein content and strong gluten structure.
Harvesting at peak maturity ensures the grain holds the potential for that iconic, chewy texture.
Once threshed, the raw grain is immediately transferred for transport, preserving its moisture and quality. At the mill, the wheat is ground into a specialized high-gluten flour, critical for supporting the heavy hydration of muffin dough. Simultaneously, corn is ground into coarse meal, the crucial ingredient that prevents sticking and gives the muffin its signature bottom crunch. Loaded with the foundational ingredients, the tanker departs for the industrial bakery.
Specialized tankers transport the flour under sealed conditions to maintain strict hygiene standards during transit.
Upon arrival, the cargo enters a facility designed solely for the high-volume production of breakfast breads. Before a single grain enters the system, samples are tested to ensure the protein levels meet the strict specifications for English muffins. Pneumatic systems blast the flour from the truck into storage, keeping the ingredient entirely enclosed and contaminant-free.
These silos hold enough flour to produce over 1 million English muffins every single week. With the silos full, the automated system is primed to feed the mixing room on demand.
This 50,000 square foot facility operates 24/7. A precise ecosystem built. Hygiene is the first ingredient. Every operator passes through a mandatory sanitation airlock before touching the production floor. While flour comes from silos, the miners, yeast, salt, and sugar are hand-weighed with pharmaceutical precision.
The heart of the flavor is the sponge, a liquid fermented batter that ages for hours to develop those signature sour notes.
In the mixing hall, science meets muscle. This is where the chemistry of the perfect nooks and crannies begins.
Flour, water, yeast, and the fermented sponge are combined instantly, kicking off the gluten development process. English muffin dough is unique. It is incredibly slack, meaning it has a very high water content compared to standard bread.
Gravity feeds the sticky mass into the divider, where the chaotic batch begins its transformation into uniform portions.
Piston dividers measure by volume, not weight, ensuring every single muffin starts with the exact same amount of raw dough. Rounding bars gently roll the sticky portions into tight spheres, sealing the surface to trap the gas produced by the yeast.
Here lies the secret. A heavy coating of coarse cornmeal prevents the wet dough from sticking to the griddle later on.
The dough enters the intermediate proofer, a warm, humid sanctuary designed to wake up the yeast.
For 20 minutes, they rest. The yeast ferments furiously, creating millions of tiny carbon dioxide bubbles inside the gluten network.
This resting phase is crucial. It creates the large, irregular air pockets that will eventually become the famous nooks and crannies.
Emerging soft and fragile, the dough is now fully aerated and ready for the most unique step in English muffin making. Just before baking, a roller gently flattens the spheres into discs, setting the classic shape without collapsing the internal air structure.
Unlike regular bread, which is baked in an oven, English muffins are grilled on a hot plate, just like pancakes.
They travel through a massive tunnel griddle. The direct contact heat creates a crisp bottom crust while the steam inside rises. Precision flippers turn every muffin at the exact moment, ensuring both sides get that signature flat, toasted surface.
Trapped between two seared crusts, the moisture turns to steam, blowing up the internal air pockets to maximum size.
Leaving the griddle, the muffins are fully cooked but too hot and moist to slice. They must cool to set their structure.
A mile-long spiral cooler allows the starch to retrograde, firming up the crumb so it can be sliced without turning into doughy mush.
Optical scanners inspect every single unit, rejecting any that are too dark, too light, or misshapen. Before the most critical step, High-speed guides align the muffins into precise lanes, preparing them for the defining moment of their creation.
English muffins are never sliced with a knife. To preserve the interior texture, they must be torn open using a specialized fork-splitting machine.
Two opposing belts of tines pierce the perimeter, gripping the muffin firmly without crushing it. The belts pull apart, tearing the crumb rather than cutting it. This violence creates the rough peaks and valleys that will later hold the butter. Excess cornmeal is blown away. Too much grit would burn in a toaster, so the coating is reduced to a precise, thin layer. Rotary stackers collate the finished product into tight logs, preparing them for high-speed insertion into packaging. Mechanical paddles count with zero margin for error, isolating exactly 6 muffins for the standard retail pack. High-pressure air jets instantly inflate the packaging, creating a target for the high-speed loading arm. In a fraction of a second, the reciprocating arm drives the stack into the package without crushing the delicate edges.
The bag is cinched and secured with a color-coded closure clip, sealing in the moisture immediately.
Traceability is key. Every clip is printed with a production code and expiry date, tracking that specific batch back to the hour it was baked.
Automated scales weigh every pack on the fly. If a bag is missing even half a muffin, it is instantly kicked off the line.
Consistency is non-negotiable. Every 30 minutes, packs are pulled from the line for a destructive audit in the on-site laboratory.
The ultimate test is functionality. The lab verifies the toast quality index, ensuring the peaks crisp up while the valleys remain moist.
They analyze the open grain structure. Without those deep, irregular craters, the butter would simply slide off.
To guarantee that signature tang, the acidity is strictly monitored. The pH level confirms the sourdough culture is active and healthy. Precision geometry is vital. If a muffin is too thick, it won't fit in a consumer toaster. Too thin, and it won't slice correctly. Before leaving the floor, every package passes through a high-sensitivity metal detector, the final guardian of food safety.
The finished packs are loaded into stackable plastic trays, designed to protect the soft product during transport.
Crates are stacked onto rolling dollies, the standard unit of movement for bakery logistics, allowing for rapid loading.
Fleet drivers load the fresh stacks, securing them for the journey to supermarkets and breakfast chains across the region.
The warehouse is a hive of activity. Thousands of fresh muffins are staged by route, ready to be dispatched before sunrise.
And this is how modern factories produce the classic English muffin from start to finish.